In the last 8 hours earlier today, Pakistan former PM Nawaz Sharif sentenced to 10 years prison. Former Pakistan PM Sharif sentenced to 10 years in prison for corruption yesterday. Ex-Pakistani Premier jailed 10 years for graft. Pak ex-PM Nawaz Sharif sentenced to 10 years for graft. Ex-Pakistan PM Sharif gets 10 years for corruption. Nawaz Sharif, ousted Pakistani leader, sentenced to 10 years for corruption. Ex-Pakistan PM Nawaz Sharif gets 10 years in jail for corruption. Pakistan's Nawaz Sharif given 10 years in prison. Pakistani ex-PM Nawaz Sharif sentenced to 10 years in prison. Reports Pakistani court sentences ex-PM Sharif to 10 years in prison. Ousted Pakistani Premier Sharif sentenced to 10 years in prison. Pakistani court sentences ex-PM Sharif to 10 years in prison for corruption. Ex-Pakistan PM Sharif sentenced to 10 years for corruption. Nawaz Sharif sentenced to 10 years. Mayum 7 in Eventfield reference. Ousted Pakistani PM Sharif sentenced to 10 years in prison. Pak former PM Nawaz Sharif sentenced to 10 years imprisonment. Nawaz Sharif sentenced to 10 years in jail in corruption case. Former Pakistan PM Nawaz Sharif sentenced to 10 years in prison. Former Pakistan PM Nawaz Sharif sentenced to 10 years in prison. Nawaz Sharif sentenced to 10 years in prison for corruption. 10 years of imprisonment for Nawaz Sharif in Eventfield case. Pakistan ex-PM Sharif sentenced to 10 years for corruption. Ex-Pakistan PM Sharif sentenced to 10 years in prison. Nawaz Sharif sentenced to 10 years imprisonment. Nawaz Sharif sentenced to 10 years in jail. Nawaz sentenced to 10 years in jail. Mayam 7 years in Eventfield case. Nawaz Sharif sentenced to 10 years in jail for corruption. Ex-Pakistani PM Nawaz Sharif sentenced to 10 years in prison. Pakistan, Nawaz Sharif jailed for 10 years in corruption case. Nawaz Sharif sentenced 10 years. Mayam Nawaz 7 years in jail. Guilty. Nawaz 10 years in jail. Mayam 7 in the last month. 5 years achievements of constitutional tenure for 34 years. I carried the burden of Nawaz Sharif. Chowdhury Nisar Ali.